Cast, where we highlight, recap, and cover all things boxing. I know you guys probably already noticed I got a special guest with me, longtime friend, longtime training partner, Ed Peters. He's been on the show.
Yeah.
He's already been on the show before, with me and James. I think what we were on last time you were on, bro. We did Spence Crawford, right?
Yeah, it was Spence Crawford preview, and then it was the recap for Inoue Fulton.
Dude, what a time that was, bro. That was such a good dude. That summer was killer, bro, for boxing, man. We had so many good fights, man. But yeah, so we're back at it again, man. I had to bring Ed back for the hot takes for this Haney Garcia matchup, you know, man, because all this goofiness has kind of been leading up to this. You know, I figured Ed has to have some good opinions on Ryan Garcia and all of his women, his harem of women that he has. So yeah, but before we get into that, man, let's talk about this past weekend of boxing. We had on the 13th, man, and UFC 300. We're about to get into that too. But Jared Anderson, he fought Riyad Murhi. Kind of a man. Everyone's hating on that fight, bro. It was kind of a really bad fight. There was literally boos from the first round to literally the last round. So it was one of the lowest CompuBox punch histories ever. Anderson threw 662 punches, which honestly was that's pretty active bout.
That's really active.
It's really active, but he only landed 128. That's total shots landed. And then Murhi, he threw 144 and only landed 34. So it's kind of a one-sided bout. Jared Anderson won by unanimous decision. He got all three judges his way. Two of them scored at 190, and then we had one 99 to 91. So out of three judges, bro, our boy Riyad only won one judge's heart on one round. So not good. So Jared Anderson moves to 17-0. What do you think? What do you think about that? What's next for Jared Anderson, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I like Jared Anderson. I think he's definitely one of those young prospects at heavyweight. You know, heavyweight division nowadays, in my opinion, at least, is kind of lacking. You know, you got a few guys at the top or whatever, but I think he is promising in terms of his potential. So I just think he's got to fight like a big name for his next bout. If he really is, you know, the next big thing, like everybody's saying, I think he's got to fight a bigger name.
Yeah, I hate to say it, bro, but in the heavyweight division right now, there's a slick drop off. Like, there's the top tier guys, and then there's, I'd say, you know, let's just say there's 5 top tier guys, and then you got like probably another.
I wouldn't even say that.
Yeah, honestly, I'm thinking the same thing.
It's
I'm
like 3, man. It's like 3 really. Top dudes, man.
It's that Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick style beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got the big 3, bro. But I think, bro, I would say maybe 5 mid-tier guys at best.
Well, I guess you got Parker. I'd maybe put him at a top guy, low key, actually. But
he's won like 6 in a row or something. So Parker's Parker's kind of rolling. But it drops off pretty quick, bro. Like, I mean, the drop off is bad in the heavyweight division right now. So Jared Anderson's kind of, I think, trying to kind of piece that together. He's kind of that middle ground guy, but I think you're right, bro. I think he's got to fight somebody with some sort of name, bro, and something to get him moving up in the ranks a little bit, because it's just him fighting dudes like, I mean, I'm not hating on anybody that gets in the ring and anybody that throws their hat in there, but you know, Riyad Murhi is not top tier talent by any means. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. So we'll have to see. So on that undercard, we had another heavyweight guy that a lot of people, he leaves a lot to desire, I think, in a lot of ways too. Efe Ajagba, he fought. Well, he was dominant when he first came in, struck the scene, but then he kind of dropped off with a loss, and I think he had 2 losses or something. But he had a split decision win against Guido Vianello. So it's like same thing, bro. It's like Efe Ajagba is supposed to be one of these big names in the heavyweight division, you know, upcoming, but you know, who's, you know, in all reality, I mean, besides people who know, boxing, I mean, most people would know who Guido Vianello is. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. We got a comment in here. It says, why do Ryan Haney get to talk wild without real confrontation during the face-off? Dude, I know we're about to get into that later, bro, because man, they were in each other's grill, bro, on the top of the New York State Building or Empire State Building, rather. Bro, that was wild, bro. He said there was a shove, but it was weak, and the smack talk was bad. Because here's the problem. Yeah, the smack talk was really bad, but the problem is, bro, when they're like in fight week, bro, they're cutting weight really bad. So it's like, I mean, I feel like the strength is a little low probably, but anymore, bro, you get fined for all that stuff now. Like all the extracurriculars you do in fight week. Like I'm pretty sure Haney got fined pretty heavy when he pushed Loma. You remember that, Ed?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that
Yeah.
Haney did the same thing with Loma. Yeah, to be honest, I think it's all just part of the show.
Yeah,
He's
I think it's a big hype job because he
trying to
kind of
sell
got
the
a
fight.
little. I don't think he didn't get physical with Cambosis, but he for sure like they got a little rowdy too. Like they were exchanging some pretty heated words. But
Yeah.
listen, me and Ed are gonna talk about this more later. But I don't know what's going on with Ryan, bro. I don't know if this is all like some kind of weird joke or like if this is just I don't know. I've been kind of staying out of it just because like I really do try to just stick to the sport itself instead of like a lot of the extracurriculars. But I think we're gonna have to probably get into that later for sure. So
I think that I mean, we'll get into it more later, but I think, like, all the attempts at, like, trash talk and everything is just to, like, get headlines and draw in the casuals.
for sure, and
But
Ryan's good at that. He
yeah.
said Playland said, right, Ryan did a weird ass face after it. Yeah, he did, bro. Like it was like a weird, like kind of, dude. It was
Yeah,
mad
man.
weird, bro. So it's just a weird vibe in general, bro. I don't know. We'll see, bro.
Yeah.
I hope we get in there and see, something different from Ryan. But all right, so we'll continue on this top rank card for a little bit. We had Robson Conceição. He's still holding it down at 130 pounds. He had a TKO at 227 in the 7th round. Abdullah Mason, young upcoming coming guy I believe out of Cleveland. He fought Ronald Ron and he TKO'd him in the 4th. I saw that on there was a highlight of that on Instagram. I saw because I didn't end up actually catching most of this fight because I was watching UFC 300. But Abdullah Mason had a slick left hand, bro. Caught bro with the slick left, dropped him, sent him down to the ground, bro. So that was kind of a wrap for that dude. And then in the UK, we had two women's bouts for titles. I can't remember. I have it written down which titles it was. So we had Ellie Scottney and Segoline Lefbrier. That was for Scottney's junior welterweight and Lefbrier's WBO welterweight for the women's or junior welterweight rather. So yeah, they I believe Ellie Scottney won by unanimous decision. And then we had Rhiannon Dixon. She beat Karen Elizabeth Carbajal for the WBO women's lightweight title. So there's a couple women's titles on the line on that card. And it was headlined by Jordan Gill and Zelfa Barrett, which that was actually a banger, bro. A very low-key bout that a lot of people didn't see coming. Both guys, are kind of trying to crawl back to a title shot. But Barrett won, and it was a 10-rounder, bro. In the last round, Barrett dropped Gill with 2 body shots, and actually ended up getting the stoppage with I think a minute left in the 10th round or something. So it was actually a really good bout. If you guys have time to go back and watch the highlights of it on YouTube, they got it up, and it was a banger of a bout. Those guys were getting after it because both Barrett now I think is trying to. I can't remember who he fought. He had a big title fight. I can't remember who it was against a few months back and lost it, or maybe it was Jordan Gill. One of those two had a really good title fight and lost it. And then this is kind of like this fight was almost like just to get back into contention for the title. So, we'll see. But I think that they definitely put on a good show. So now let's get into it, man. Let's get into the elephant in the room, man. Let's get into UFC 300, bro. Last week, man, I'm eating my words a little bit, bro. Because last week, if you guys watched my episode, I kind of was dogging on the card a little bit. I don't know why I was doing that, but
casual.
Yeah, hey, and listen, in listen in UFC, bro.
No.
I kind of am a little bit of a casual, bro. I'm not like I watch it, but I mean, if I'm not gonna front, bro. I really only watch the big UFC cards, so um, I'm trying to get better. But listen, I did a parlay last week for UFC 300, and bro, I was only one leg off. So I gave all the Fight Night gang a little bit of a parlay to follow, and I was only one leg off. So we'll get into that in a minute. But let's start from the prelims, bro. So I just kind of picked out some of the better fights out of the prelims. Dude, Cody Garbrandt lost again to Davison Figueiredo by submission, I believe, in round 2. So I don't know what's gonna happen with Dude, I love Garbrandt, bro, but he just I don't know what it is, bro. He always takes tough fights, but it just doesn't seem like he ever comes out on top, bro. I don't know.
No, I mean, I had Figgy winning that fight. I mean, when he first moved up to 35, last fight he beat Rob Font, who's like,
Rob Font's kind of
like the gatekeeper at 35. And he beat him in a decision. So I had him winning the fight. Cody's like one of those guys, man. Like, he's one of those guys that just peaked early, dude. His prime was like early 20s. And like that's not really that common, especially in MMA. You know, it might be because of the competition level back then too, as well. I just think that in terms of his skills, he hasn't improved enough. You know, when he was young, he was just faster than everybody, and you know that he kind of just got away with that. But now should be his like real prime, given how old he is. He's like early 30s, so like in MMA, that's like prime age,
right?
And he's just not a top contender anymore, and I think this just kind of solidified that. It's sad too, because I'm a fan. I like Cody as well, but yeah, I wasn't too surprised when he lost. I really wasn't.
Yeah, it sucks because I mean, he became, for those of you guys that aren't too familiar with a lot of UFC, you know, he became champion at like what 22 or 3 or something like that. So he
was really young.
Yeah, and like he sprouted early, man. He was I thought he was gonna be a bright star, you know, and then since he won, I think he won like his first 12 or 13 bouts, and like since then, like he's like 14-6 now or something like that. So like it's not good. I think he got dropped for a little bit, like went to PFL or went to somewhere else, or I thought or something, and then came back, got signed back again. So I don't know. So let's go into the next one, man. That I thought was a good fight. Aljo and Calvin Kattar.
Yeah,
I thought that was a pretty good bout, bro. That's kind of like right around the time I kind of tuned in. Was like the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I tuned in a little late, but so I tuned in around Aljo and Kattar. And yeah, man, it was good, bro. I thought it was a good bout, and I knew Aljo was gonna win. He was on my. I like Kattar, bro, but wasn't Kattar coming off like a really bad injury or something?
Yeah, but this was Aljo's first fight at 45.
Yeah,
So
and Aljo looked good.
I thought, yeah, he did look good. He did what he needed to do to win. I honestly thought Kattar was big enough, and I thought his takedown defense was good enough to just keep Aljo off of him and just kind of piece him up on the feet. But Aljo pretty much just out wrestled him the whole fight and won fairly easily. You know, as a boxer, not my favorite type of fight.
No, for sure.
But yeah, he did what he had to do to win, and I don't know if he is going to be like a contender at 45 now. We shall see, but he'll probably fight like a real top guy next, so that'll be interesting.
Most definitely. It was definitely weird to see Aljo on a undercard, like on the prelims, because I was like, Aljo's. I mean, it goes to show how stacked this card was, but yeah, Aljo. I thought because he former champion, has a good record. I was really surprised to see him on the undercard, but yeah, he had a good win. I think he. I mean, really, at this point, I could see him hanging in there with anybody at 45. You know, like who do you think like is like there's like you're like man, no way he's hanging in there with.
Topuria.
Yeah, Ilya.
Max Holloway.
Oh yeah, I forgot Holloway.
I don't think he beats Volk either.
You don't think so? I think he could give Volk a run for his money.
I mean, even old man Volk, like I still think beats him. It's kind of tough now, man, because he got knocked out 2 times in a row, so you really don't know how that's going to affect him, and like he's kind of old now too, so
no, you're right.
Maybe now it's iffy, but he don't want to see Topuria or Max Holloway, in my opinion.
No.
But I still think he could like be a top guy potentially.
No, I agree. I think he could definitely be a contender for sure, and I think he stylistically would give good fights to a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
So let's go to the main event of the prelims. Prochazka and Rakic, bro. That was a banger, bro.
Yeah, man.
Because Prochazka was coming off of or Prochazka, I think I'm saying it wrong. He was coming off of Prochazka. He was coming off of an injury, bro. So this is kind of his comeback because he had to give the belt up. And Rakic is a tough, younger up and coming guy. So man, they were banging there for a little bit, bro. No Diddy, but man, that was like they were throwing in there, bro.
They were.
Man, Prochazka caught him late, or what was it, late in the second or third, I think, or something.
Woo-wee. Yeah, I love Yuri, man. Yuri's one of my favorite fighters, and he took that tough L to Pereira.
Yeah.
So like coming back, I was like really rooting for him, man. When he got the finish, dude, I was so hyped. I was at the bar with a few people, so I was just getting super hype at that time. Like it was a fun fight, man. It was a good fight to end the prelims and like transition to the main card.
Most definitely. He's a character too. He's really fun. He has a whole samurai gig that he does.
Yeah.
So he's just a mad fun dude to watch, man. So let's go into we'll get into the main card now. We had Bo Nickel and Cody Brundage. I kind of saw that coming with the submission. Bo Nickel's scary on the ground. So I called that. That was part of my parlay. Let's talk about Oliveira and Sarukian.
Yeah, man. I love Charles, man. Like
he's just a little outgunned, bro.
He's one of my favorite fighters, man. But I don't know if I want to say father time yet, because I mean he's not young, but he's getting up there. I think he's 35, 36.
Yeah.
So he's kind of in that like tail end of prime age for MMA. But
that's what sucks. We're starting to see this like kind of changing of the guard a little bit, bro. Where like a lot of these guys, even Izzy and all of them, bro, are what, like 34, 33 or something like that. Usman's like 36.
And yeah, they all lost.
And they have all lost. You know what I mean? So
Volk now too.
Yeah, Pereira, he's something crazy. I think he's like 36 too or something like that, right?
Yeah, but those bigger guys, it's kind of different.
Yeah, they last.
Yeah, it's kind of a different thing when it comes to age.
No, you're right. All right, let's move into the next one, man. We had Gaethje and Holloway. Obviously, the fight of the night. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that fight got 2 bonuses. I think Dana added a bonus onto that fight. So
yeah, Max got $600K. He got the finish bonus and the fight of the night bonus.
Yeah, bro, which is wild. So I'd like to hear I know you watch a little more UFC than I do.
Dude, okay, I've been watching UFC for like, I would say I was a casual, and then like once like Connor started to blow up, like 2015, 2016 is when I like really started to follow it.
Yeah.
And like, dude, that was the craziest fight I've ever seen, bro.
Yeah, it was, dude,
Like
it's phenomenal. But really, like,
I'm
up
not,
until it though, like,
dude, like just the ending, bro. Like
yeah,
it
that's all.
literally, I was literally like speechless for like 30 minutes, bro. Like during the next fight, I was still trying to like process what just happened.
Yeah,
Cause I, like most people, I thought Gaethje was just gonna pummel him, dude. I
right.
thought Gaethje was gonna do him like he did Tony.
Yeah,
Especially since Max, man, he was moving up, and Gaethje's like the hardest hitter at lightweight. So I thought he was just gonna hurt him. And Max literally pieced him up the whole fight and then literally sleeps him, dude.
I know.
Like that was dude, it was the craziest thing like I've ever seen.
So yeah,
Literally
that
one
was my
second
thought.
left.
Was like the fight itself up until that last little bit of that last round wasn't necessarily the greatest. It was kind of one sided, obviously,
Yeah.
but you know, just to be up that much and just be like, yo, we're gonna stand right here in the last. Like, I mean, that is insane. So analysts, there's a lot of analysts that have a lot to say about this fight, and so they're saying a lot of analysts are saying, bro, that this could be the best knockout in combat history, bro.
Yeah,
Like
I
combat
mean,
sports history, boxing,
yeah.
everything. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that, but I think it's got to rank up there for sure with Conor
Bro,
Aldo. It's
it's
got to
number
rank
one
up
for
there with
me. Like from what I've seen, it's number one.
yeah. So
Like
you think
I saw
you
Connor Aldo. I saw Connor Aldo live.
okay?
I saw Usman, Leon and Usman. I saw that live. What were the
Yeah,
other crazy ones? Ben Askren and Masvidal. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I know these are all just within the last 10 years, but dude, is from my perspective, like it's number one, dude.
yeah. Izzy,
Like,
was it Izzy's knockout in the rematch with Pereira?
yeah, I saw that too. I was
Yeah,
there. That was good.
yeah,
But I had Izzy winning that fight, dude. Like I was still backing Izzy.
yeah,
Like I still thought he was gonna win. So for me, like just how surprised I was by the whole fight and then like how it ended. Cause like, bro, Max doesn't really sleep dudes like that. Max is
yeah,
the type to just kind of wear you down with volume and pressure and just relentlessness. But to just sleep Gaethje, like
yeah.
one shot, like it, dude, like literally 1 second left. I had never seen anything like it, man. It was nuts.
Especially with Gaethje's chin, bro. Like to sleep
Yeah,
Gaethje's,
man.
bro.
He's got that Homer Simpson chin, dude, and like he didn't even, bro, and like, bro, he was out, like, dude, yeah, man, like,
Bro,
you know how, like,
I
dude,
know exactly what you're talking about,
yeah,
bro.
man, yeah,
Bro, that dude, he slept him, bro. That was crazy, bro. But yeah, man, that
yeah,
was,
man,
dude, great fight. So would you say? So you would say that you agree? Then you agree with the analysts. That's probably the best knockout. I think definitely of
yeah,
UFC history. That's the best knockout for sure. Don't know about combat sports history in general. That's kind of a little. That's a can of worms that I'd have to open because there's a lot of good knockouts, obviously, over the course of history. But yeah, for the UFC, for sure, I would say. Yeah, I would say it's right there. It's got to be right up there, right above Aldo and all them, and definitely, yeah. I think Al beats Leon Edwards, and
because yeah, up until that point, the Leon head kick for me was number one in terms of just what I've seen.
yeah, yeah,
But this tops that, dude. This tops that.
yeah, man, that's crazy. So let's go to the next one. We had Weili Zhang, Yan, so bad, Zianan, Zianan, Jinan. That went to decision. That was actually pretty good women's bout. Zhang's an animal. If we're gonna be real, but that the other chick that she fought, bro, she a chin on her, bro, and she was getting her licks in there, bro. So yeah, I was not super impressed when I saw them as the co-main, and that might have been part of why I was kind of like last week. I was like, I don't know why they have them as a co-main, but it actually ended up leading in pretty well to the main event, and it was really besides. Nah, I don't know. There was a lot of exciting fights on this. I would say it was one of the top back and forth wise exciting fights like the entire time.
Yeah,
there was rounds that I wasn't sure who was going to win, but yeah, absolutely, man. So it's obviously the main event. Another highlight knockout reel. Alex Pereira knocked out Jamal Hill first round. Well, 2 minutes in, really honestly the first real punch thrown in the entire bout. You know, I posted a clip of it on as a short on YouTube. It went kind of viral. And yeah, I mean, what was it? Literally, Jamal Hill kicked him in the nuts pretty much, and Izzy or not Izzy, Pereira was like, no, told old Herb Dean to stay off, and then slept him. What'd you think?
Yeah, I honestly, I mean, I had Pereira winning. I think he's the best. I think he's the best striker in the UFC.
Yeah,
but I thought Jamal was at least going to like put up more of a fight.
Yeah,
and
I had a feeling Jamal.
I wasn't necessarily surprised because really like Jamal like relies a lot on like that straight left like from the southpaw and like bro Pereira picked up on it so fast and just countered him like right after that like little nut shot thing like bro just bought one shot and he was done. Like
Pereira was playing the foot game too. When they actually played the replay back,
yeah,
he was actually on Jamal's foot, which that's technically legal, bro. You're allowed to do that.
Yeah, man.
You're definitely allowed to do that, bro. So it's not like people were like, man, that's kind of illegal, and I'm like, nah, casual. That's pretty casual of you to say that because
it's definitely not.
Dude, I'm southpaw. I fight southpaw boxing, and unless it's intentional, even in boxing, it's not illegal in boxing.
Yeah.
So, man, I've had plenty of times where I went home with my foot being sore after sparring just because you just get stomped on constantly when both lead foots are forward. But yeah, so it kind of leads into that thing that it's like for Pereira, bro, like would he have beaten Izzy in the rematch if he didn't if he wasn't so weight drained? Because I feel like if he was at this, I feel like if he's at the weight he's at now, there's no way. I don't think Izzy's beaten him.
Well, yeah, but Izzy is not a 205er though.
No, not at all. We saw that.
So like you can't say that because like that would give Pereira the advantage because Izzy is like a 185er. Like I'm pretty sure he only walks around at like 200 pounds.
If that.
So like
yeah.
he's like not a 205er. So if they are to fight, like look, Pereira made weight. Like he never missed weight. So it's like, bro, if you're making the weight and you're fighting at 185, then there's really like no excuse for that. I think that they stylistically are like the kryptonite for each other.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, I agree. Yeah. It's literally with them,
yeah.
They're very similar in a lot of ways, and it's like it's literally fighting fire with fire, I feel like. And there's only one thing that happens when fire meets fire, and it's just more destruction, you know what I mean? So
I think Pereira, people are talking about him like moving up to heavyweight already, and like nah, like I think he needs to fight Ankalaev.
That'd be a really good fight.
205, it would be.
Yeah, that'd be a really good fight. Yeah,
but dude, if he knocks him out though, like that, like bro,
that's gonna be
this. Like if he does that, dude, he might be like an all-time like great.
Yeah,
and like dude's only had like he's had like less than 10 fights still. I'm pretty sure, which is crazy.
Yeah, I think he's had what 7 or 8 fights in the UFC. I think, which is kind of wild.
Dude,
and like
yeah, man,
5 of them, 4 or 5 have been title fights, which is insane. Yeah, because they're kind of trying to push that him versus Aspinall which I don't know about that. I mean, I could see it happening, but I'm with you. I think I'd rather see him kind of do his thing at 205 for a little bit and just kind of test his waters there. And I'm not always a huge fan of. It seems like UFC's kind of gotten into this new thing where they automatically start kind of moving people up to the next weight class. Like Taporia won at 45 and was immediately like, I want to take on the champion. Who is it? Oh,
Yeah.
what 55? That's O'Malley, right?
Islam.
Oh, it's Islam. No, where's O'Malley? Is O'Malley
Well,
35?
no, Taporia did call out Islam though. It's like, bro, fight Max. Like
Right.
what?
Right. Oh no, sorry, I had it mixed up. O'Malley called out
Yeah.
Taporia.
Yeah, he did that too, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody does it now. It's
Yeah.
every champion now pretty much has talked about moving up. I'm pretty sure even like Drakus Duplessis talked about like going up to 205. It's like, bro, you haven't even defended your belt.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
well, none of these dudes
silly.
have. Yeah, like so. I'm with you there. I think the only time people should move up should be if you literally like clear out your division, like what like Izzy and like Volt did.
Right.
Then that's cool. Or if like you can't make the weight.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
So like
everybody's trying to do the Conor McGregor double champ thing. I think is what's really going on.
Yeah, man.
Kind of goofy, but it is what it is. It is what it is, man. That's kind of the state of the UFC we're dealing with now, you know. But overall, good card. I was impressed. I'm eating my words. My one leg of my parlay that I gave you guys last week was I had Oliveira winning. So, which, you know, that came down to a split decision, so it wasn't too far off. So listen, I'm gonna keep rolling with the parlays, man. A lot of people have been hitting me up lately. They want me to do betting odds and stuff. A lot of people do it. I bet. I'm a betting man. I wish I could say that I wasn't, but you know, I do it from time to time. So, and I listen. If you guys, if any of you guys took my parlay last week, I took it also, and I lost. So we lost money together. So it is what it is. All right, so let's talk about this weekend of boxing, man. You know, we have obviously Haney Garcia, but real quick, we just have another couple quick announcements I want to make for April 20th. As you guys know, last week, not even last week, it was only like 4 days ago or something like that, 4 or 5 days ago maybe. I interviewed Veded Raskovich. He is a pro out of Wiesbaden, Germany. He's coached by Coach Nick Levine, Coach Nicky Mitz on Instagram. We had a phenomenal interview. It went off, man. You guys really showed out. I think we had like almost 250 something views in the live stream, and then since it's been published, we now have just over 300 views on that video, man. So thank you guys for the Fight Night Gang and everybody who watched that. It was a good interview with them. A real chance for me to break into the pro scene of boxing. I already have a couple more pros lined up now, so we're hoping. I have actually, and it's kind of interesting. I figured Ed might kind of have a small laugh at this, and I know Sean will, because Sean is very, very opinionated on this topic. But I actually have a guy coming on Saturday. We're doing Saturday, hopefully around noon. I'll make sure to advertise that a little more once it's closer. But Jake Paul's sparring partner. So he's been flown down to Puerto Rico a few times and has been in Jake Paul's camps. So it's gonna be pretty cool to hear kind of that experience and all that from him. I met him actually at a fight night in Tennessee. So I met him in person, chopped it up with him, and yeah, a friend of mine actually that was at the fight was like, "Hey, that's this guy's a pro, and he's like 15-2. Actually, he's 15-2. He just had a highlight reel knockout on I want to say on the Misfits boxing card that was in Nashville. So that was pretty dope. So, but yeah, tune in if you guys can to Vetted's fight. He fights. I'll make sure to post the link on my Instagram and on YouTube. It's in Germany, so it's gonna be during the day. But so if you're free during the day and give him some love, man. Big fans of the show, and I'm big fans of them too. So, all right, and then also on April 20th during the day we have Sam Noakes versus Yavin Mindy. That's going to be in London. That's 12 rounds at lightweight too. So there's a few other people on that card, but it's a whole lot of don't want to say no names, but a whole lot of people we don't know, and there's a whole lot of to be announced still on there. So it's going to be kind of one of those things where it's going to be who knows who they're getting thrown in there last minute with. So won't go too deep into that. But then we had obviously we have Haney Garcia, big bout. So what are we thinking, man? What are we thinking about all this ruckus? We had a lot of people early in the show commenting and asking questions about what we thought about the games, I guess, that are being kind of played. What are we thinking?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I tend to take all that with a grain of salt just because, like, they're entertainers at the end of the day. They're going to do what they can to sell tickets
Yeah.
and just get headlines and, clips for social media and all of that. I really, I don't like, I don't know, this might just me being kind of like old school, but I really don't like when people like talk about their opponents like families
Yeah, I'm
or
not a big
like
fan of that either.
or like their
Yeah.
religion or like anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm really like not. I just think that that's just like it's just distasteful and like even if you don't mean it, which they probably don't,
Yeah.
it's still just like it's just like kind of it doesn't impress me. Like if someone were to like do that to me, it wouldn't like, oh, dude, like now you're under my skin. Like I
Yeah.
just think it's kind of like
Kind of
I don't know,
corny.
man. Like,
Yeah.
bro, we're grown men. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'm not really into all that, but that's I guess that's kind of my take on it. I really am not on like social media like that, so I haven't seen like everything. I mean, I saw like their little face off where Devin did like that little push or whatever. I watched the press conference, but yeah, man. Hey, they're entertainers. They're selling the fight.
Yeah.
None of this is really gonna matter when they get in the ring, So
Right.
that's kind of how I see it.
Devin's pushed Ryan now twice. So that was So he did
Oh,
on top of the Empire.
twice.
Yeah, on top of the Empire State Building, and then like their very very first face off.
Oh,
It
that was
was
like months ago, though.
at
Yeah.
somebody's
Okay. Yeah.
card,
Yeah.
bro. So it was
Yeah.
on a
Yeah.
DAZN card or something. Can't remember exactly
Yeah.
who it
Yeah.
was, but yeah, he pushed him then too. So we'll see. We got Sean. Sean's in the chat. He said, "What up, gang?" He said the whole promo has been mad
Hey.
weird. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
We agree. We were talking about that earlier. It's been very weird, bro. It's been very and I was telling the people that were asking earlier, I haven't really said too much about it on the show just because I've been kind of trying to stay out of like the kind of weird vibe that's been given off. Like, Ryan's been talking about all kinds of like Illuminati stuff and all that. So I don't know what to think about all that. Because y'all don't want to get me going, bro. Y'all don't want to get me going because your boy Wood, man. I'll put my tinfoil hat on, and I'll get in there with the best of them with conspiracy theories. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
y'all don't want to get me going on that. So um, I've just been kind of leaving it to what Ryan's saying and just chalking it up to being fight promo or whatever he wants to call it. But if there's truth to it, that I hate to say that, but if not, at the same time, I kind of hate to say that. So I don't know. But Sean, man, you just missed it, man. So I just announced, bro. I have that Jake Paul sparring partner. He's gonna be coming. He's gonna be coming on Saturday, bro. So I have him lined up. Hopefully, on Saturday around noon, I believe we're gonna do that interview. So I know you literally I must have just came in after I was done announcing it. So make sure, hey, Sean, you gotta make sure you're in there, bro, because I want to hear Sean. Because Sean hates Jake Paul, bro. We ought to just clip that right now and put that on Sean's social media page, bro. Because I like to hear. I want to hear what Sean has to say about like a Jake Paul camp. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. So honestly, but we're gonna get into we'll get into the keys of victory for both guys here in a minute, and we'll kind of wrap up with that. We're already pushing 40 minutes, so I don't want to hold you. I know it's actually wait, it's later for me than it is for you over there, and it's like still daytime over there for you. Yeah, over in Phoenix. Yeah. But yeah, so we'll run through this real quick and get wrapped up. The undercard, I said this last week about UFC 300, but I was lying last time. I'm telling the truth this time. The undercard's not very impressive. We have John Ramirez versus David Jimenez for the WBA interim flyweight. Not hating on any of these guys. And, they're all good fighters. I just don't. I was surprised they didn't at least put, some sort of, I don't know, just because we all know that Devin Haney necessarily isn't the biggest seller of tickets. So I assumed maybe they would have put somebody on there to maybe co-main a little bit on there. But yeah, so we got an interim title fight, and then we have Arnold Barboza Jr. fighting Sean McComb at junior welter. And then we have Bektimir Melikuziev fighting Pierre Diobambe. I think that's how I say his name. So not much in the way of names on the rest of the card. So we're hoping that Haney Garcia really shows out. But if I remember right, Garcia Davis, they didn't have a very good card on that either, honestly. They tend to not do that on some of these cards for some reason. I don't know, just if it's just because they have such a big name already with Tank and Haney and Garcia. I don't know, but
yeah, that's kind of how boxing is with that.
They try to split everything up now. Like, I was really surprised that they put David Benavidez and Bostic on the same card as Tank and Frank Martin. Like, when they announced that, I was actually kind of surprised that they did that. I figured they tried to split that up and get a double bag off that, but I'm happy they did. But yeah. So, and I'm gonna leave it up to you, bro. I'm usually the one doing all the analysis on the the keys to victory. But I'd like to, I think the viewers will like it to not hear me for a minute, and I want to hear what you got to say about keys to victory for both guys, and I'll just kind of chime in. I think.
Yeah. All right. So the way I like to break down fights is first, I kind of look at their advantages, at least from my opinion. What I see in one of them that I don't see in the other, or like one or something that I see more in one of them than I do in the other. So for Haney, his main advantages that I see are his footwork, his defense, his fundamentals, and his just overall athleticism.
Yeah.
And for Ryan, honestly, hand speed and power, I think, are obvious. But other than that, it's tough, really. I was gonna kind of add in like an intangible, which is like grit, or like his how he handles adversity. And my reasoning for that is he's been dropped before in fights, like multiple times.
Yeah.
And he has come back. I mean, when what's that one dude that dropped him? Luke Campbell. I know this was like a few years ago, but he dropped him, and like Ryan came back and finished him. Yeah. And then even Tank dropped him early in the fight, and Ryan like stayed in the fight, and like he wasn't scared. Like, I didn't see Ryan like fight scared at all during that fight. Like, he may have quit or whatever at the end, but like, all right, man, you take a liver shot from Tank and like see how you're doing,
Yeah.
So maybe you could say Ryan has, that advantage. And it's like the keys. He's gonna want to use his footwork and use his movement, and really stay on the outside and kind of play the long game. I mean, I know that is kind of his style, but I don't think he's just gonna be able to beat Ryan up like he did with Regis.
No, I agree.
I think, like I think because like let's be real, like Regis is kind of old and like he's slow. Um, like I don't think Devin is just gonna be able to tee off on Ryan like he did with Regis or like he did even with like Cambosis. Like I don't think he's gonna be able to do that. He's gonna have to be much more cautious in there, stay moving around, and literally just play the long game. Like this is a 12-round fight. We're going all 12 rounds. Like that has to be his mindset.
Yeah.
If he goes in there and like lets his ego take over and is like, dude, I'm gonna knock him out. I think that could I think that could that could make him kind of reckless and he could get caught.
Yeah.
So he's just got to use that jab. I mean, he's got a really good jab and just stay sharp and stay moving and just use his strengths that he has.
Yeah.
Now for Ryan could catch him now. I mean, I think people are kind of sleeping on Ryan a little bit.
For sure.
Like if Ryan just stays composed and like if he cuts off the ring, he's got to cut off the ring. I think he has to go forward 2 more. Like against Tank, you saw him. He was kind of the aggressor. Like Tank was outlanding him still.
Yeah.
But Ryan was the one going forward. And in Ryan's last fight against whatever that dude's name is, Ryan was like not the aggressor. Like he was the one that was like kind of backing up. And he against Devin, like he's gotta be the one moving forward. Like Ryan was trying to like move around a lot last fight and like dude, that's just like not his style. That's like not his strength. Like dude, to be honest, like dude, his footwork is kind of whack. You know what I mean? Like it just is.
Very like flat-footed.
Dude. So like don't get caught up in like trying to move around or anything. Just cut off the ring. Just stay strong and I think he could find the counter left hook, man. I mean, I know that's his best punch. It's lightning fast. It can put you out, and I think that's one of his keys is to just kind of walk him down and I guess be kind of like an aggressive counter puncher, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Use pressure, but like don't get too crazy with the volume, especially when the distance. Especially when there's greater distance. So man, I think he can time that left hook. When Haney throws a lot of 1-2s, and sometimes Haney kind of drops his lead hand when he's throwing the 2.
Yeah.
And hey man, Ryan's hook is faster than Devin's right hand. I mean, I know like normally like straight punches are faster than like hooks, but with Ryan, man, that left hook is faster than like anybody's punch.
He like uses it as like a catapult. It's like a catapult. The way he
it's crazy. Like I think if he can time Haney with the 1-2, because Haney's throwing 1-2s like just so much against Regis. Like that's like he was just peppering him with it.
Yeah.
And if Ryan can time that instance right in between the jab, if he can catch the jab and right after shoot the left hook,
yeah,
I think he can catch him, man. Like I think he can. And so that counter left is going to be his main key because I don't think he's going to win a decision. I think he's going to have to finish him to win.
Yeah.
And outside of that, he's just got to let his hands go when that time arises. If they get super close, Ryan's just got to let him go because his hand speed is crazy, man. He might have like the fastest hands in boxing.
Yeah.
And he's got to keep his fundamentals. Like, I mean, most people learn to, like, keep their hands up when they throw punches, but Ryan is so fast to where he's kind of gotten away with not doing it, but hopefully Derek James has had him really working on that muscle memory with keeping his hands up. And yeah, if Ryan can do those things, I think he can take it, man. I think he can knock him out. I do.
I agree, bro. I agree. I think I agree with everything you said. Really, I think you did a great job explaining it. You took the words out of my mouth. I think that the only thing I would add is I think, like you said, people are sleeping on Ryan. I think you're right. I think people are sleeping on the size of Ryan too. Ryan is he's a big 140 pounder, bro. So people kind of thinking, oh, Ryan, they think of him as that little kid, that goofy Instagram star. Dude's came into his man body now, bro. He's 24 or 25 now or something. So dude's coming into his man body. He looks good. He looks sharp. He's big, bro. He's way bigger than people, want to give him credit for. And I think that was the best move he could have made, was getting in with Derek James. Because Derek James, I mean, we've already seen what Derek James has done with Anthony Joshua in 3 fights. He's completely changed him around, bro. So, and Spence has always been a very fundamentally good fighter. We know he got beat pole to post by Crawford, but it's like, that happens from time to time. Sometimes you get in there and you're just outmatched or you're outgunned in whatever way. So I thought this is interesting. So we're talking about betting odds a little more. So they have Haney at a minus 110 and Garcia at plus 575. That's a little. Yeah, I think that's a little skewed, bro. I mean, like to have Haney a minus 910. That's, I don't know, bro.
Wait, what is he? He's what? Minus what?
Minus 910.
910?
Yeah.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah.
See, man.
And then they have dude Garcia at a plus 575. So
I mean, I think Haney's like, I'm rooting for Ryan, but like if I'm a betting man, I'm gonna put my money on Haney.
Yeah. I would go Haney decision for sure, bro.
Dude. Yeah. Dude, okay, so I wrote like 3 questions down that I think are interesting and kind of like these are just like questions that I have like about the fight, and like I think that they can determine the outcome. So I just have 3. So you want me to list them off?
Yeah, just roll through them.
Yeah, so my number 1 is, has Ryan's or have his fundamentals and his defense improved since being with Derek James, because those are important.
Right.
And then for Haney is, will his chin hold up? His chinny chin. Will it hold up if he gets cracked? Because man, his chin is kind of questionable. So at this weight, like, is his chin going to hold up? And then my third one is just the weight. I mean, I know Devin had a fight recently at 140. He looked solid. And then now with Ryan also moving up, like how much different will they be like at this new weight class? Because I know that Ryan was kind of having trouble with weight too at 35. So
yeah, I think a good bonus question would be, bro, is the mental aspect of it. Both guys have beaten each other 3 times in the amateurs, bro. So it's like, I know the pros are way different, but sometimes that can get in your head, man, a little bit, when you're like, listen, this guy has beaten me 3 times in the past, and both guys can say that. So it's like, it might come down to like which guy mentally holds it together better.
Hey, 3-3 is like 0-0, bro, in my mind. Yeah. Like, and they were kids too, so it's like, man, I don't know if that is like a big factor. I mean, it definitely is, because they've been in the ring so many times with each other, so they kind of know each other's like tendencies. Presence. And Yeah. But like, dude, you and I both know like amateur boxing and pro boxing, they're like almost different sports.
Just about. Yeah,
Like
you're right.
they're like they're so different. So yeah, man, I'm really excited for the fight. I think people are sleeping on Ryan. Those odds are crazy. Like I don't gamble, so like I wasn't following that at all. But like, dude,
Yeah,
minus 910 is crazy.
that's crazy,
So
bro. I mean, that's
yeah,
that is
like
a blowout. What so
that that's just
that's
like
a
an insult to Ryan, dude.
I know.
Like
So that's on my in my
I
head.
hope Ryan knocks him out, bro. I hope Ryan knocks him
I
out.
know. In a way, bro. Like
Dude, I hope Ryan
like
knocks him out.
my head for sure. My head for sure says Haney, and then my heart says Ryan. Like because like I just have a feeling that it's like if Ryan almost has to win this. I think because after everything's all said and done, if he's goofing on like all this goofing off he's done, and all this weird stuff leading up to this fight that's happened, all of him with like doing all this stuff like posting videos of him making out with women and all kinds of stuff like that. Like this is all like 2 days ago that he's been doing all this stuff and like all this just weird stuff he's been doing with a bunch of girls and stuff. I think that if he like does like all this lead up and then goes in there and just gets mollywopped, bro, I'm afraid that like they're not going to take Ryan seriously anymore. I think that's going to be like a one of those things where I can't imagine him getting as many big fights anymore, and so I'm really hoping that Ryan at least goes out there, puts up a fight, looks good, and yeah, because I mean, it very easily could be the end of his career, monetarily if he just goes out there and looks awful, after all this. But who knows? There's plenty of people that would maybe still pay to see fights after it. I don't know,
I think so.
but it'll be interesting for sure. So, man, you know what? It's always been a pleasure, Ed.
All right, hey, wait. What's your official prediction? We gotta do official.
Oh yeah, for sure. My bad.
We got.
My phone's about to die, so I have to make sure it doesn't die on us.
Oh, okay.
You're good. Official prediction for me. Official prediction, and then we'll get yours right after. I'm going. Man, I think I have to go Haney by decision, bro. I'm gonna go Haney by split decision. I think is my logical one. I think that a very close honorable mention would be Ryan. Ryan by split. I think it might fly either way. Split.
Okay.
I think that I really do think that Haney's chin will hold up. I'm afraid that maybe Ryan's not going to be able to get off as many licks as he, might. But that's the thing. That's the beauty of his hand speed and powers. It could literally go off at any time. We said the same thing about. I said the same thing about Rolly against Pitbull Cruz, where I was like, hey, Rolly's got quick hands and heart, but and he went in there just look bad. I always just tend to side with the boxer normally in a boxer puncher match. So I don't know.
Yeah, me too, but I just don't like Devin Haney. But
I got 2%. So let's hear yours real quick.
No. My official prediction is Haney by unanimous decision. I think he's gonna move around the ring. He's gonna out jab him. He's gonna outbox him. But if Ryan cracks him like Linares did, remember that?
Yeah.
He had Haney all drunk in the ring. If that happens, man, it's over.
I agree.
Like I don't think Haney's gonna survive that, dude. I just don't. But I'll be rooting for Ryan. But if I'm putting money on it, I gotta go with Haney by unanimous decision.
Yeah, I agree. I think it just comes down to one last thought, real quick, and then we'll bounce off. Comes down to a dude in Ryan that's supremely talented, right, with hand speed and power and all that stuff. Arguably more talented than Haney, you could say. And then you got Haney on the flip end, who's just a complete, rounded, disciplined fighter who does nothing but, is like a devout Muslim and trains boxing. Well, I mean, I don't know how devout he is, but I mean, he's that's like, but that's the image he gives off at least. You know what I mean? So he's like, all I do is train. All I do is this. I stay away from women, this and that. Obviously, we don't know what his full personal life, but that's what he makes it come off as. So it just comes down to like a disciplined fighter versus a talented fighter who may not always be as disciplined as he should be. So it'll be interesting, bro. And I can't wait to talk to you about it on Saturday, man. I know we'll probably.
Yeah.
If something crazy happens, bro, we might have to have you on that next week again. No, I mean, I'm just Just saying, bro. If something wild pops off,
dude,
I don't know what your schedule looks like.
I'm gonna be a Ryan Garcia fan. I know that. Like, even though I think Haney's gonna win, like, I'm gonna be rooting for Ryan, dude. Like,
sounds good, bro.
Dude, yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm with it, bro. I'm with it. All right, cool, man. Sounds good. Thank you guys for tuning in as always, man. You know, pleasure. Always a pleasure having Ed in, bro. Ed, he comes with all the hot topics, man. So, like I said, Ed, if something crazy happens again next week, we'll have you on, bro. So,
yeah, definitely.
All right, man. You guys.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, thanks for having me on, Justin.
Oh man, always a pleasure, bro. You're big fan of the show, man. You're always welcome anytime, bro. Y'all be tuned in for the interview on Saturday. I plan on seeing you guys then. Until then, y'all peace out. Ed, I'll hit you up after this, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right, big dog.